Fireside chat before in public. But what we thought would be very interesting before our final panel that Sujatha is going to do on design method was to talk about some few highs and lows. Because many of you here are either working in an organization or have actually taken the first step as named entrepreneurs of your own brand. Cleo, I'm looking at you. That bold step as being as a first-generation entrepreneur, I don't have it. Caroline has it, and many of you in the room have it. But I thought I'd ask someone who's older than he looks, actually, and who is going to tell us a little bit about how he founded the business, why he chose Pondicherry, because he's not from Pondicherry, and why you chose to build the factory as you did. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, does this work? So, look, I'm not the favorite father, but I'm the favorite grandfather. So I've got a grandson, so that's just one. So I can safely say that I'm his favorite grandfather. So this factory was set up about 25 years ago, and the extension we kept extending. I'm not from Pondicherry. I am basically from Bombay. And then we went to Delhi, and then that story carried on because circumstances moved us. My father died when he was very young. But then after my graduation and I became a managing trainee, I then became managing director for India's largest industrial house. I was moved to London. And thereafter, I started a small trading business. I then got into this bag manufacturing by default because I'd supplied somebody raw materials and he went bust. So he was an English man somewhere in northern Wales, and he said, "I have no money. You can take my machines. That's all I can do." I said, "I'll tell you what, I don't want your machines. Why don't you come and work for me? Because you just told me that you're going to be on the dole." So he started working for me, he and his wife. That's how we started our business in Wales. He was making bags, and so we had to make bags. That was not my business. I never went to Wales. The manufacturing carried on. Suddenly, we had this Coat-Told Pact, which was an initiative by Tony Blair, where he said, single-use plastic bag has to be banned. And so Tesco's, Cooperative, Marks and Spencer, all the big boys took a pledge to voluntarily reduce plastic bags. And so that's how I started. But because the scale had to be very large, because Tesco wouldn't want to work with a small supplier, we had to set up shop here, and we started scaling up. Every month we had to increase our production. That's how the start happened.
And so you have a real passion for technology. You're always the first to get the new iPhone. And I'm a technophobe, so I'm always a sort of laggard in this. But you have a real passion for technology and investment in machinery. So can you tell us about some of the machines that you bought and some of the latest innovations that you're doing right now in the factory as we evolve from just producing a single item product to a multi-dimensional and multi-product range, and the investments that you've had to make personally without outside help?
You know, we've made a lot of investments. All of you have seen, we've got some of the best printing machines, some of the best stitching machines, leather machines, and so on and so forth. But, you know, I'm looking forward to something which many of you in the panel have talked about. Now, what we have today is an electric car. And electric cars are getting more and more into the marketplace. And then you ask an electric car manufacturer, what do you have inside? All the upholstery is synthetic. So I can see a big market in vegan leather. And I'm pleased to say, yesterday I got delayed because I had a meeting with a top scientist, and they've agreed in principle. And we are going to be one of the largest manufacturers of plant-based leather. So that's going to be my next, fairy tale before I move upstairs. Because that's really, I think I can see the future in vegan leather, because there's a lot of plant waste that is today. And I know there is a company which is making leather from mango pulp. There are also vegan leather made from cactus in Mexico. So I can see a huge future, and I'm very, very confident that this is an area that is going to be quite big. It's going to be the electric car of the industry. And I think if this works well, it is going to be quite a large project, much, much larger than this one. And I hope this can, take its own route.
One of the areas that we are working on in Europe, even though we're not quite in Europe yet, even though our hearts are in Europe, is in 2025, there's going to be a piece of legislation on the digital product passport. So this will affect all retailers to know where on earth your product has been made. Now, we're lucky because we own the entire supply chain, or most of the supply chain. But can you tell us a little bit about the digital product passport work that we're giving to our clients so that they can trace each and every step of the production process?
Yeah, one of the things that you people saw today is the digital side of our business, where every customer is able to get a behind-the-scene video of what the production process is. So most of our clients are given something we call it BTS, behind the scenes. It's a 2-minute, 3-minute video where right from the moment that you start the design till the final packing, we give a video of what they produce. And now the digital passport is a full traceability passport right from the raw materials to the final product. So the consumers, the EU regulations now will insist that from every product, I think for every product, you would need a digital passport. So there would be you would need to have a full traceability of the whole supply chain.
With a QR code on it.
With a QR code on it.
I'm going to do one final question before we go. When I joined the business, you really did not want me part of your business, did you?
I still don't want you to be part of my business.
I'm the biggest pest for him.
I planned to retire 5 years ago, and every time I came here, I used to tell them that, look, I really want to retire because I have other passions. I fly a plane, and I wanted to do a lot of rallies. And by the way, Angela, I did the Malta rally some years ago. So I went to Gozo and I came back. So I wanted to fly, I wanted to write a book, and I had to do a lot of things. So I think you're still a pest.
I'm the biggest pest. And it's always sort of phone calls from Caroline saying, like, let's do something. Or I say, let's do something. It's normally the other way around. And so I'm sorry I've been your pest, but I'm not such a bad daughter, I don't think.
No, you're not such a bad daughter at all. Everyone knows that I admire you. You're looking for some compliments here now.
Anyway, I just want to say it's a complete honor to have lots of lovely people come and visit your factory, and the next generation of your talent as managers are all sitting around here.
Yes.
And this business is absolutely not my business. I don't want anyone to know that it is. It's all in the hands of your next generation.
I know, but they all call my grandson, your son, the new chairman. So that's what I'd like it to happen. But there's just one point I'd like to make. This is very important to many of you. There is a new concept. Angela, we all teach. I teach at the London Business School. She teaches at places. But there is a new concept in management, which is called a sealed supply chain. And that is going to be talked about more and more. A sealed supply chain is what Dior or a Chanel wants. Because what they don't want is any of their ideas going to 3-4 different locations. So they want everything under one roof, and they want it tightly monitored, right from the initial idea to the final product. And a sealed supply chain is what we offer in this factory. We are working with many brands where we keep their integrity, and that sealed supply chain helps them to ensure that the ideas become reality before somebody else spots that.
Perfect. So on that confidential note, we're going to say bye-bye, and we're going to invite the next generation of designers to come and have a discussion. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our final panel for today is going to be our designer panel and talking about the design method. So we have Sujatha to bring over Amit Agarwal. We're going to have Cleo. We're going to have Harsh. And who's our fourth? And Gaurav J. Gupta. And anyone from Talitha? Would you like? Yes? 4 of them. Perfect.